Hello.
Hello.
So, welcome to another episode of our little podcast. And yeah, this one I think we'll do hopefully a little bit shorter this time. Yeah, it's the end of the Sabbath today, Saturday. And yeah, what did we do this morning?
Yeah, we went to this little hippie kind of town.
Yeah, yeah,
Where they're
Yeah.
selling a lot of weed and stuff. You get
Yeah.
asked those if you walk on the street,
Yeah.
and
yeah.
if you want to get some, and of course we'll decline
Yeah, no thanks.
politely.
Yeah,
and
no thank you.
yeah, and we had some breakfast and some coffee there. It was really lovely,
Yeah, it was very
really
nice.
really tasty, and walked around a little bit.
Yeah, I got these
And-
new pants. They're already been, how do I say,
Inaugurated.
inaugurated with red dirt, but I got
Yeah.
these really nice thick denier work pants, which are going to be fantastic for like getting under the car and
Yeah.
doing any kind of digging or work. And these ones I can get really into scratchy stuff and don't have to worry about hurting myself when the mosquitoes have landed on it. They can't go through it, so
Yeah.
it's mosquito proof, which is also pretty
Good
important.
stuff. Yeah.
Pretty important as well. Unfortunately, Amanda's stockings aren't, but
Nah.
that's life. So yeah,
That's life.
yeah. And we had a nice time at this town. It is very full of a lot of new age tarot, spiritualism, kind of really,
mediums.
yeah, a lot of stuff you really don't want to be getting mixed up with. I think really, if anything, the cannabis is like the least
Yeah.
of its problems. I mean, like that's a plant that God made, but the other stuff, no. But the nice thing about this place is it is very beautiful. The people there are very friendly. It's a peculiar place to go, and it can be a little bit unnerving, I guess, to be there. But yeah, it's kind of funny because I've been there all as a child, even growing up, and I've come back and forth between this town, and it's never really changed or improved or really anything. And I think that kind of says something about the magnanimity of God, that God hasn't blessed the town like at all. It's really kind of been a place with quite a few homeless and quite a lot of people struggling and just sort of camping out on the street and living on the street. And I think there is a lot of sort of I don't know, generational. I don't want to say like a generational curse, but I want to say that it's if you go there you can kind of feel it.
There's a lot of spiritual influence, and it's not
Yeah.
the kind of spiritual that
No.
we're into. It's
No.
the
Yeah,
dark side,
yeah.
and you can sort of feel it when you walk around there in the stores as well. That there's this vibe to it,
Yeah.
and feels kind of uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's
Um,
kind of like a real anything goes kind of place,
Yeah.
and it's I feel like a long time ago, back in the 90s and the early 2000s, it was a lot more bright and cheerful, and almost harmless. But now it's really odd going there as a born again Christian, and really seeing, like, in many ways it reminded me a lot of Japan. To like, you go to Japan, you go to the shrines, and there's always something for sale. There are little prayer things, and there's always something for sale. There's always some kind of money involved. You pay for the prayers, you pay to have your fortune. You open the fortune. If you don't like it, you throw it away. You buy another one, and you hope for something better. And it's really similar, and it's all crystals and all sorts of other stuff there. So yeah.
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 Good to kind of see what things are like here, because many people are into that sort of stuff over here, and it's good to understand, where people are coming from, as well.
Yeah.
But afterwards, we went to visit one of your sort of
Yeah.
childhood
Yeah.
friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, these two lovely people. They're a couple. I grew up with them. So swimming in the creek and kind of you know, we built like a rope swing that you can swing all the way across the creek. And my friend and I, we got these like planks of wood, and we like just nailed them to the trees and made our own steps. And then we sort of made this like absolutely just ham-fisted kind of little platform you could like barely stand on. And we made a swing, and then we would like climb up to the platform and swing over the creek and let go out of the swing and just fall into the water. And it was so much fun. And then there's a video on YouTube. You can watch these two people, and they're really drunk, and they're both like full-grown adults, and they both hold on to it together, and they jump off, and the branch snaps, and they both go crashing into the water, and they get really hurt. And we tore it all down after that because they broke it. But their kids really appreciated like that swing whilst it was there, and you know, people were doing backflips off it and stuff, like just swinging out and doing upside down and doing a backflip off the water, and it was just incredible. So my friend, they said like, oh, our kids, you're kind of like their heroes, you know, like because you made this swing, and then you were doing all this crazy stuff as a kid, and you know, you were like really adventurous and out there and stuff, and that was like really, really beautiful. And they're a really lovely couple, these people. They have an incredible house, and they invited us over there for a few weeks when they go away to Europe and to do some traveling. And yeah, it was just, they gave us such a wonderful, like warm welcome to this area, to the Shire as well, you know.
And it's really sort of the standard here that you're really struck by this love that people have for each other here. And just how people sort of are so ready to help. It was actually just yesterday we had this incident where one of our friends called you up on the phone in the afternoon, and Dan was busy fixing something in the car, so he couldn't answer right away. And then he called again, and like I think on the third time he finally answered, or you called him back.
I called him back after the second one because I was like, okay, 2 back-to-back calls, it's probably important. So and
it ended up being one of our neighbors that had done like a 360 on the road. He'd like sort of got stuck in the mud and done a 360 and crashed in front of our other friend's house.
In front of our best friend's house.
So it's just like, you know, and we had just, this is one of the friends that we recently met and we talked about the gospel with. And we'd sort of prayed that you know, that God would speak into his life, and that he would, you know, also meet our other believer friends that are really like, you know, they have really love for the Lord, and we go there very regularly to
every
to study
weekend
the
on
Bible.
a Saturday.
To study the Bible and to sort of pray and fellowship together. And we prayed that, you know, that they would meet somehow, and now just yesterday,
well, they met. They met. You know, and that's the thing. Like, God is so incredible, because we've been praying that this wonderful neighbor of ours, who has been searching like his whole life, but still really terrified to open the Word. And we did a video. I think it was in the second video, or maybe even the first podcast we did. We talked about this person, and about how we went down there to share our testimonies with him, and we shared them with him, and there was this like. He was like, I really want to reach over and open the Word, but I'm really scared, and it was just so much like just sort of spiritual tension there, and we've just been praying and even this home church we've been going to, his name's been on the board. We prayed for him like every single week, and we've just all been praying together and praying like kind of ceaselessly, and then he just spins out like right in front of their driveway. Like, he's driving past their driveway, and on the corner right in front of their driveway, he just does like a 180 or 360, whatever, and just, he doesn't get hurt, doesn't get injured. His car gets absolutely filthy, just covered in chocolate mousse, essentially. It's just all up the side of the car. And he's really shaken, like he's really shaking.
Not hurt or anything.
Not hurt at all, but just, you know, just like, whoa. Admitted he was going too fast. It had just rained. We hadn't had any rain for a week, and it just started pouring again, if you can't hear the frogs and stuff. And we've just been praying, and God plants him on the, like, literally on the doorstep of these wonderful people and their home church fellowship that we've been praying that he would go to. And then, he gets pulled out by another neighbor. Again, a testament to just how amazing this community is. This they go up, the neighbor sees there's something going on, and he grabs a tractor, comes out with this big, strong tractor, tons of torque, easily can pull the car out. He's got a tow chain and everything. And, I get the call, I go up there anyway, because I don't know if there's anyone there to help. I've got my nice turbo diesel. I'm going to go up there and pull him out if I need to. I've got a nice big truck. And we get there and he's being pulled out. And we're just in awe. Like, here he is. And he's talking to these two people we've been praying that he would meet, that he didn't have any reason to speak to beforehand. Far too intimidated, had nothing to do with these people. We asked him to get to know these two people, how wonderful they are that are running this home church fellowship. And I don't have anything to do with them and don't really know them. I don't know. I keep to myself. Blah blah blah. And now he's saying, I've really got to come over and bake you guys a cake and because he's a really great baker, this guy who spun out in the car. I've really got to come over and say thank you properly, and and we're both just sitting there, just like this. God is so good, right?
God works in mysterious ways.
Yeah, I don't know what else could be an answer to our prayers, essentially, And then we were kind of like, hey, neighbor, you could come over on the Sabbath thing, and he's like, well, I'm gonna have to, aren't I? And calling, our friends, you guys are angels, and they are basically, but it's just incredible. It's just it's amazing.
So please, whoever's watching this or listening to this, please pray for our friend that God would continue to intervene into his life.
Amen.
And that he would also open up his heart.
Amen.
Because he is very sick, and we would just love to see him find salvation, and to really find that rest for his soul.
Yeah, amen. And I mean, God is. I can just see it. I can see it in everything that just happened. The whole car incident, everything. God is just so willing to just embrace him and just sweep him up. Like God literally, as Amanda said, intervened, put him front and center, facing the driveway. Here it is. These are the people you want to know. You want to know these people. They're here to help. And two lovely people just put themselves straight out there to immediately provide assistance. A testament to God's love, a testament to this amazing community. And just again, if you're watching, don't just pray for our friend, but take solace in the power of prayer. Prayer is incredible. We are such kind of pathetic mortals. We have no idea. We're sitting there, we're praying for this person, and I have no idea how God is going to intervene in his life. I don't know if it's going to be through a book that he opens. I don't know if it's going to be through a television program he watches. He doesn't have a TV, so it's probably not going to happen. Yeah. But the Lord does miracles. For all I know, he buys one, and it's the first thing he watches. We just have no idea. The unsearchable riches of the Lord, the unsearchable riches that he can just do anything, anything. And here we are praying for a miracle. And it's a miracle he's not hurt. It's a miracle his car isn't even damaged. It's just got a little bit muddy. And on top of all of this, God sees him out of the corner of his eye, puts him right there on the driveway, on our friend's driveway. Yeah. And we weren't just praying, can you help our neighbor, our friend find the Lord? But can you help him fellowship with us? So God answered us even in this specific way in our prayer, to say, hey, I am the Lord your God. Be still and know I am God. I hear your prayers. I will answer your prayers. I mean, and we certainly didn't pray that he'd have a car accident in front of our friend's driveway. Who would pray for such a thing? So, just an amazing testament to what the Lord is doing. And we want to share that. I think we can leave it at that. Yeah. We'll just leave it at that. Yeah. Thank you for tuning in. And the power of prayer, seriously, it's amazing. If I had $1 for every time something like this has happened in a way that is just so completely inconceivable that you just know it's an act of God. You know, I'd have a lot of money. So yeah.
Use the power of prayer.
Yeah, use the power of prayer. God bless you. Thank you for tuning in, and yeah, we'll see you on the next one.
See ya.
See ya. Bye.